Huge multiplying power, guys. In this video, we are going to talk how you can multiply your digital asset, how you can increase the price of your token, the valuation of the company by doing one particular methodology that's been tested so far and has been absolutely nuts for our projects. I am Vlad, CEO and founder of Crypto.c, and log up the seatbelts because this video is gonna be pretty much helpful for you in an effort to find the multipliers for your projects. Welcome back to the Crypto.c channel, where we are talking about the Web3 marketing and how it creates the huge bullish sentiment in the Web3 projects. So today, the whole essence of this video, right, is being to find out and help you guys to understand the way of how you can create the more buying pressure, how you can go and really create more community, attract them, how you can hook them out, how you can nurture their attention, and eventually that will lead you to the exposure, that will lead you to the huge upside that you can potentially bring for your project. And so let's break it down first. Right, crypto market. What is crypto market? I can ask you. Pause the video, write in the comment, what do you think crypto market is? Because it's genuinely misconstrued. And most of the people, they don't understand what crypto market is. They're saying it's a financial market. It's a market of like fractionalized stocks. It's a new emerging market of gambling, right? Because trading can be perceived by somebody as a gambling. But no, forget about this. Throw it away in the rubbish bag. Crypto market is the hope market. Once you understand this, it's easier for you to operate the landscape, right? After that, connect this to the idea of what is hope. Hope when tomorrow is better than today, and I believe in that. How we can increase the level of hope potentially, of people? To create perceived value. We need to create the perceived value that can be lifted up significantly, right? And this will create a hope. I've been telling you guys about this on my webinars, in my blog, in my Telegram and LinkedIn and the Twitter channels. So don't forget to subscribe there. There's a bunch of alpha content, but anyways. And then once you've nailed the unique bifurcation points of multiplying your perceived value, you may ask yourself, okay, what is perceived value? What it's really driven by? And the one answer comes to mind is the marketing, because without marketing, the huge perceived value is something that is out of imagination. It's like unrealistic perspective, right? And then we are slowly but steadily coming to the conclusion. So without the marketing, which is distribution, which is user experience, which is people are talking about you, most of the people, getting by somebody talking about you, and people, experiencing FOMO. This FOMO cannot be created without the strong army of fans named and is known as a community right now. And this community is pretty much meaningless if you don't understand how to incentivize them. If you don't understand how to bring and create this community to the real marketing department on steroids. And the methodology of today's video is the user-generated content. So make your community tuned to feeling more like a stakeholders in your product than actually consumers, because the people would love to feel the deep belonging towards something, right, that they are in. Now, getting back to community, if you have the strong army of believers, of followers, then you need to engage them, because what's the highest level of engagement is when people actually bring you money on the table, right? This is what we want. I'm not talking about the particular dark and the scam machine where we want to scam the community. No, we want them to take a part in our winning room and then win together, right? And unless you are able to open up their mouth and talk through their mouth about their experience with you, your marketing is pretty much sucks. Why so? It's because who cares if I, Vlad, from the middle of nothing, from, just particularly nobody knows where I'm from, I'm buying something, I believe in that, but I don't tell anybody about it. Nobody knows that I'm a huge believer of, let's say, Pepe Coin. Nobody knows that I, rooting for, let's say, the fundamental projects layer 2. I don't want to shield the tokens there, but I'm rooting for L2s, right? Unless I'm talking about this actively, where social medias, Where the attention goes, money flows. Remember about that. Nobody cares about this. So if you are able to create incentive campaigns, like here on the screen, you will see this all upon somewhere in your video. We have created the UGC content army, where you can track how often people are talking about you, where you can incentivize them to spread out the word, to, let's say, buy your assets, to create the experience and make other people aware about this, and to create, let's say, the word of mouth, as we may know this, right? It can significantly uplift your brand. But don't rely on the algorithm. Don't make a huge mistake, because most of the people, they're doing what? They create in the community. Okay, somebody bought, somebody doesn't. Nobody cares, right? Just skip it. But unless you have a people in community who can be your supporters and the marketing department on steroids that can actually spread out the word and stretching this out across the space, you cannot like really succeed, because you will be paying, you will be putting your marketing dollars for the PPC ads, for whatever, because your community is not realized and is not actually monetized as it should be so far. So I'm eager you to learn how to incentivize the community, how to create the user-generated content. Okay, your home task, write down the 5 ideas about your project that you are running that you would love to spread out across the space, because they are killers. They are just making this as a bull through the wall. You're just steering up the potential barriers with these killer formulas, right? Write them down, and then from, let's say, make a helicopter view and try to understand this from the third-party perspective. Is it interesting for me? Would I likely to invest in the Bitcoin or to this narrative that you just wrote down? And then just be fair with yourself, answer on this question, and after that, try to extrapolate the value from them and create the incentive mechanism like we are at Cryptocurrency doing, because we know that if you would have thousands of followers and they would mention you 3 times per week, that would create potentially 3,000 pieces of content. And especially when they talk about the project and the value they brought to us, they can actually create a huge referral or even affiliate program, right? Which, like, the hugest exchanges, centralized exchanges, they are making a living out of doing the affiliates program, because this is huge. This is absolutely incredible in terms of money they are generating from that. And your idea is to just understand how you can spread out the word more effectively, which is paying less, getting more. Super straightforward, isn't it? Think about this, crystallize the concept somewhere on the piece of paper, and then get the ball on the side of your community. Make sure they want to kick it off and create the virality across the project. But without being active with that, without incentivizing, without kicking this off, without giving them the idea, without actually showing them how so, without leading by example, it is not possible, my friend. So don't fool yourself. I wish you a really blessed journey. And don't forget about marketing. Don't be so obsessed about piece of technology you build. It's important, I understand it. But intrinsic value doesn't bring the buying pressure, doesn't bring the FOMO, doesn't bring the hype, which is the real money, which is the real valuation, which is the real big idea and the adequacy of your picture of world that you're eventually building. Because if you have the best blockchain with the flashy speed of transaction and almost like interconnected nodes, but nobody knows about this, guess what? You are doomed, just because you won't have a buying pressure, you won't have investments, you won't have money to pay for the up players in your team, you won't have the opportunities without the up players, and then slowly but steadily you are gonna die. That's how the business cycle works. I'll see you guys in the next one.